Welcome to Season 4 of the Campus Outreach StaffCast, a podcast produced by CO staff for CO staff. This is John Elam, and with me is Kent Bailey, and we are gearing up for another full season of StaffCast conversations with CO staff and pastors to talk about one specific theme this go-around. Kent, I know this is something you and others have been shaping and talking about for years, so can you please bring our StaffCast listeners up to speed about what we're going to talk about this season?
Yeah, John, we really feel like we're at a critical moment within the history of Campus Outreach because we've been talking about building laborers for almost 50 years now. But there has never been a time where clarity about who is a laborer, what is a laborer, and how to build one has been as important as it is today. So we're excited about this season because that is going to be our focus. What is a laborer and how are laborers built? And we're going to hear from people that are practically doing it and who are really invested in this mission.
Well, I am distinctly excited about our guests this season for many reasons, of course, but specifically because these are men and women, like you said, based in the U.S. and around the globe, who have walked in the shoes of CO staff and have been where CO staff are currently laboring.
Someone said a long time ago that you stand a far better chance of hitting a target if you can see it. And so we're just going to be working from a definition that's been in development over the past few years that talks about what a laborer is, just some characteristics of that. So we're going to hear from people that are building laborers about that definition and how they're implementing it in their context, and about ideas that we all could grow from in both being a laborer ourselves and building laborers among others. It's going to be really exciting.
I'm glad that we can bring authentic encouragement to the hundreds of campus outreach staff around the world who are laboring on campuses with one mission: to glorify God by building laborers on the campus for the lost world.
Yeah, John, I think that we're not going to just be talking in theory, we're going to be talking in practicality. And so we'll be encouraged by people who are actually doing that work. We'll be able to learn from their experience, and I think that it ought to stimulate conversations among staff teams about what laborer building is looking like in their current setting and then what it needs to look like over the next several years.
Well, let's hear a few bits of encouragement that our StaffCast listeners can expect to hear in the coming weeks.
This is really part of what we're hovering around is what is a laborer, because that's really what the ministry, not just philosophically, but the theological vision of the ministry is kind of oriented toward, is laborers. And so what is that? There's so much that's just anchoring about this definition that I think, honestly, is applicable to every Christian.
You keep going and you ask the Lord for encouragement along the way. We all need just little glimpses of encouragement to keep going, and He does give us that. But it's to know that it is hard work, but it's a work that is so worth it.
Paul says, though I am free, I make myself a slave to all. And we really hone in on that starting point is actually freedom. It's a freedom in Christ. There's an identity there that it's not this sort of begrudging duty. But when we understand who we are and what we've received in this good news of Jesus, then it becomes an overflow.
Whether you are a regular StaffCast listener or just joining us for the first time, get ready for some great content as we dive into what it means to be a laborer for a lifetime. Make sure to follow the Campus Outreach StaffCast on your favorite podcasting service so you can catch each new episode every 3 weeks during Season 4. While you're at it, if you've been encouraged by the StaffCast, rate our show and comment to help others find that same encouragement in the midst of laboring on college campuses around the world.